3. Hey, we're here at the Elite Retriever tent with Pat Burns and some friends.
We got Wayne Curtis, Pat, Ryan Brasseaux, and Ray Voigt. Thanks guys for being here. Well, here we are again, the great dilemma. We're in the second series of the 2017 National Amateur. We've got an indented triple on the water, about a 50% success rate here on handles versus not handling. There's been a number of ways people have attempted to pick this up and a number of ways they've done it successfully. Do you go for the middle retired gun second and secondary select, or do you give them the up gun and then try for this last? Wayne, some thoughts on that, please.
With our dogs, we all went flyer first. The more experienced dog that we have here, I demanded of his owner that he demands of that dog to go second bird second, and third bird and the third bird the first bird third. The dog wanted the first bird second. The owner fought and fought and fought with the dog, got him to go in there and get that bird.
Can you give me how was
what
his
did
line?
the dog do?
How did he do?
He did just like we thought he'd do. He jumped in water, he squared up the hill at the bushes, and then when he disappeared over sight, they disappear here for a second.
Just over this first
over this little rise right here. He disappeared. He came up behind the guns and behind this tree, got on this mound, and he was hunting the whole time, and then finally caught wind and came around the tree and got the bird.
So the first test dog did a similar deal to that.
That could be, I do not remember.
And that's up on the blog as well.
Okay. And then on this bird, he came out here. No, he came out over here. He had a great line, and then he squared this island, squared out, and looped around and got the bird. My other two dogs that we've run, I asked them to go outside. One is a less experienced national dog and really juiced up here, and the other one would do that in training anyway, and they both did really nice. Well, no, the one last night got outside, did really nice, got in the middle, really nice. The one this morning was going outside, got here and winded the middle bird, went right to the middle bird, and then he came up behind this gun and went right over and got that bird this morning.
Good stuff. Ryan, tell me what your thoughts are on this. If you were running this in the National Open in November, how would you approach this?
I would pick up the R2 second.
Would you do that with every dog?
You know, if I had a real young dog, a green dog, I may not, but I think in training, I mean, we may not do something this tight, but I do work on secondary selection, and it has some meaning with my dogs. And I think what would happen if I just automatically said we're going to go get this one, they wouldn't be real sure about what we're doing, because if they remembered the mark, the way I would do it is we'd go get it second. What I mean by is the retired gun.
Right.
And I think it would throw them off their game, because that's not what we do. And especially an older dog.
So, do you believe, and yeah, I've heard some people say, and I've always heard it, that gives you 2 shots at the short bird?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
No. I mean, I don't like if I send them here and they go here, it never really works that well.
Okay.
Yeah, after.
So
I'm not so sure, they're so tight, I'm not so sure they don't know which one they picked up.
So you just picked up the flyer, you're going for this bird. Is there an advantage because of the push off the flyer? Are they less likely to go back to the flyer going for that bird second?
Yeah, going for a second, they're way less likely to go back to the flyer. Yeah.
So you have some push off here that
Right.
influences them into the bird.
Right.
As long as you get over here.
If you get there.
Good stuff.
And I think the key to getting there is right here.
Right here on this map.
That's the key.
I agree.
Excellent.
I mean, you gotta go for it. If you're gonna go for it, you gotta buy
right.
in.
I heard you talking a little bit.
buy
You have to have conviction. You have to believe.
Like you want it.
And if you go up there and you're a little indecisive,
You're gonna get this.
Ray,
Yes.
you got a little different there, and I love it. And I've watched your dogs, and you actually consulted, not unlike Wayne. You suggested going for this bird second with some, but most you've gone outside.
Yes, most have gone outside. For me, it's more of a dog by dog thing, their lifetime history. I have not necessarily an older, younger dog, because a couple of my younger dogs have been the ones that I've wanted to go for the shortbird second, because I feel like they don't have much conflict with where they're going next. And some of them, if they've went too tight lines, they're not going to be comfortable going back in the middle and checking down. A lot of my other dogs, I feel like if they know they've been here and they know they've been here, we also do a lot of secondary selection, but we also throw birds in an order where they get the shortbird last a lot. So most of them are comfortable coming in and looking at the edge after they've gone long twice. So the dogs that I know are not very good at selecting, I just want to take all the doubt out of their mind, and they know they've been out here, they know they've been here, and if you can get a line somewhere in the middle, I felt like they could find the tree or find the holding blind and work it out from there.
As long as they were in a state of mind willing
as long as they're relaxed and going in there looking. Yes.
And you made a comment yesterday, because I asked Ryan the same question. Some people say, well, I want 2 shots at that. And you said something that was real profound.
I think you only get 1 shot at that bird in this test, because those birds are so close. In my mind, I think if you send for this bird and you get that one, they still feel like they've picked that bird up. There's not enough depth difference for them to realize that they've been over here. So to me, you get 1 chance at that, and it's whether you think your best chance is a dog going in there second, or a dog that's comfortable enough to go in there and relax to look for it third.
Very interesting stuff. There's been some peculiar behavior with pops and dogs acting, and you think that's probably because of what you just described?
I feel like I can't say with 100% certainty, but just about every dog I've seen sent for this bird that has gotten this one, nobody has come back and gotten that bird last. Dogs that are sent here and know they've been there have been willing to come back and get it.
So when you see a pattern like that develop, let's say some dogs have come back and got that, does that change your strategy? Or looking at 50% of the field, when you realize that, does that affect how you advise your clients from here going forward?
A little bit. I still do a lot dog by dog and what I know they're going to want to do. Because even if this makes it harder getting it last, if I know I have a dog that won't second or select well, I think it makes it even harder to get it by trying to get it second.
Or with the particular handler.
Yes.
I mean, one of them may select for you and not with
Yes.
Right.
the handler.
And like that dog I had, which has been other dogs do this. If they're sent for this bird, guns are out, they're heading for that bird, and they end up here, it's a lot easier to get them to go find that bird again than it is to go try to find that bird.
Right. So if you send for this bird and get this bird, it's almost a death sentence. If you send for that bird and get that bird, you can recover.
You can very much so.
I mean, and that's what my point to my handlers. If you're going to go get it second, you go get it.
I mean,
You don't have to.
You have to have conviction.
You have to go get it.
There's no question. You have
I'm
to.
with Ray. If they sent for number 2 and get number 1, it's ballgame.
Everybody, I hope you enjoyed this. This is so much fun for me. Some of the great dog minds, great competitors of this game, picking apart a critical test in this national. And look for more great stuff like this on the blog. Thank you.